asbestos. Yeah, that which was not, it was asbestosis. Because at the age of 30, asbestosis. I was diagnosed with asbestosis. It took time because they thought it was TB, and then it was asbestosis. And it's difficult to treat that one compared to TB. TB, you get, that one you get admitted for some time, it takes long. So exposure to certain chemicals for a longer period of time does have an effect on your health as a person. And then, I think about the food, excessive processed food. We talk about bacon, hot dogs, high level of saturated fat, sodium, preservatives, high consumption of processed meat. So the processed meat, I'll talk about pork, sausages, the bologna. Yeah, those are processed meat, especially that contains pork. So they do have an effect. High sugar, we know, excessive alcohol consumption, low fiber diet, insufficient intake of fruit and veg, high red meat consumption, lack of physical activity, low water intake. I just wanted also to touch on understanding toxic masculinity, challenges of masculinity, effects of toxic masculinity, promotion to positive masculinity. So positive masculinity, we talk about the ability for you to identify what's wrong, dealing with it, so that you can become the better person for the next person. So me realizing what's wrong with me, deal with it, and then coming to you and say, "What man, there's this and this exciting or what." So you look at both sides. Like I mentioned earlier, it's easier to blame, but taking responsibility is a bit challenging because you keep on blaming, and that's toxic. That's toxic for you, that's toxic for your partner, that's toxic for the society. And with that, Baholo, I thank you so much.
Okay. Before mhlawumbe ahlala phansi uzambiza ubokana, Mr. Marore. It's clear now, as we move on, we said let's come together and do this thing. Lama topic now, we were just trying with this lama topic one at the same time. Lord. You understand? Lord. So if we put others, we're not going to do justice, and we still have young people here. It's not losing concentration. And that is why to our other speaker, who he must just come and just tell us with what he does, because it's one of the stakeholders that we need to put on board. Just to get the action so that next time, as a year, as a presenter, I want. So, but let's just throw one or two questions on what he said, then move to the next speaker, if you've got a question based on what he said. Just two people only. Someone and the bishop.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Dintho di ba di leng ka ofela tsona ke bohlale. Le bishop wa tseba hore ntho engwe tseng ka ink ina le mo la motho. So ne rena le bontate mo nna ka mo aging e ke le mo yo. I'm proud ro tse hantle ka phodiso ya bontate moholo research ntho tse itseng ro la hantle. But now, when I get into the body, where sometimes self-defense, your body comes out so over. Okabala moto, was a chemist, but it is self-defense. Over assassin. Let's on a mamma. Muto Joalo was a Fatula Harbor, I saw the opportunity to save that family. Yabasimiti. Bishop White. But it was had to practice one, especially from the church. And had to do but in the community. And the kids are not in the world, okay, Obala Tedin, sorry, Bishop Onganapa, but also Bishop Onganoro. I'm sorry to say that. Oh, Bishop. Bishop already said, Jomona said, oh, to you. Bona Bishop and our Catalan now, Mamu. And there's a wrong mehat, but I'm not of that when you. And that what? Don't say into the Bala. I got it. Nkilega basebenza pharmacy. Hona le ditho tse passitswa. Even they are saying this one is good to pass. And the government take responsibility. Top away.
I'll probably have a question that question. That's a question, and then from there so that we can move. So that we don't, yeah.
Question naga ere retla kopana ko bishop. O organizer rupena ko.
Right.
Retlo khono bisana. Le re ndota kulo.
Yeah.
Kulumando. Yeah, re batlo yetsa e be practical, e be nice.
Yeah.
Iskaba makoporo tshone.
Thank you.
Organizer papa.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I said it already. And then we're going to tell you the next one. Nasiza, we're just going to have one topic.
Yes.
And then so that we do justice on it. And then the next one we do justice. Because Ogamanje, we were starting it. But we can see with Abu Baba, they are really interested and they are here. But this is just one question and then directed to him and then answering them so that as we discuss. And then Bishop Abuzewena. And then noted him from this, and then noted now. Fine, okay.
Ngabulis madoda nami ngisanibonana.
Okay.
Okokuqala ngiyabonga kilebogela ho ba mo puong ya bontate itso nkhuluma ndoda. And then problem ya ka gore ke botsa potso ba ke tse dingata di tsetso di buile tse ke nang le concern and questions. Tse di batla nako. And tse ding ke disagree le wena because we buile tse ding especially mental health. A cause of depression, which resulted from diabetes. I'm diabetic for 16 years. And you understand, I'm depressed by for erectile dysfunction, the lack of support from their partners. And that is the biggest problem. But you know, Abakurumi, and like Chinanamskuzi, Abakurumi, Abatoli advice, Abakurumi, Abandaba right. So if you talk to the right person, you'll get the right answer. Now, you see more. So, umbuzo wami uthi uma singatholi chance ukuzohlala. You said it's not a problem yokuba diabetic or high blood engakhoselwa depression angithi or mhlambe erectile dysfunction, of which I say no because there is type 1 and type 2. Type 1 is controllable. Ungayicontrola nge-diet, ungayicontrola nge-discipline, ungayicontrola nge-treatment. But type 2 ikshaya phansi uphele nyanyanya. Ifuna uNkulunkulu ngaphakathi support the partner nokukholwa. Ngoba you can stay 6 months without having sex with your partner. That I'm quite sure of that. Then ungazibulala ngoba ekuseni nabama uyambona lo muntu uyaphuma, uyambona lo muntu olala naye akuvuki lutho kwenzeke. So when so I was just going to say maybe we need to have some more questions relating to that. Then sizokwazi ukuthi no sitshela abanye ngoba thina esindulile kuma counseling sesiyazi sesikhulile ngapha asena stress leminyaka esasivumele. But youngsters, we've got youngsters abane 2021 aba develop diabetic aphelele over a period before ashada. So kuba yi problem ukuthi uyoshada uhlala nomuntu ulukuzazi ukuthi ufile. So it's a problem.
All right. You can note that and let's take the last one so that we can answer all of them. Baba ngiyabona ukuthi sigcwele. Yeah, lento izakubuya futhi.
Madoda. Here. Yeah, umbuzo wami to the point. Ukuthi manje ukhulume ukuthi kunokuthi uba lose interest because of maybe lezi zokhuluma ngazo. But my mama lose interest when we wenza njani ukuthi Yeah, when usesestadiyo. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Hey, Bobaba, ngicela ukuthi ke asivumelaneni ne. Ngicela ukuthi ungathi nasoqedwa la bese niphuma 1-1 esinye speaker sikhulu. That will be unfair. So asivumelaneni ukuthi njoba lesikhathi nisidla sisidela for thina sonke. Bengicabanga ukuthi because angithi lana we are testing waters, we have speakers that have got heavy things. And then ukukhona manje ozayo ozokhuluma as a guest speaker again. So ngicela sivumelane ukuthi nje mhlambe let us just sibekezelelane aphendule le mibuzo as quick as he can, and then but sazi ukuthi please asibekezane and sidlila abanye sidlila ngithi asilambanga. So singabona sokuphuma ngegate sohamba 1-1 kuhlunga kanjani umuntu ebephambili akhuluma sokubona abanye bayahamba. Siyavumelana bobaba? Thank you. All right, let's take that question. Yes.
Ngonando baba. Hayi mina ngikhuluma nala bafana lokuvuka asho wakwendulo. Into engayisho nje manje. Ababheke kakhulu la etshwaleni. Utshwala buyathena kulabafana. Mina ngene 69. Uzongikhala. 69. Uzongikhala baba. Ngithi ufakazi wami nawe umfundisi. Ungishadise nge-66. Umama washona ukusona. 66 wangishadisa futhi. Ngagada. Ukwala. Ngokugada.
I just want to ask just we are Ghana and stuff. In the old days, most of them I know they used to use herbs. Now Christianity is we know it. It seems like our herbs we are no longer using them, and it's one of the things that destroy men. So, if I may ask you, are you using herbs? Or that's what I wanted to know. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes, you'll be the last.
No, I'm not going to take time. Perhaps there's misunderstanding there. Because the medication we take from pharmacy in our herbs, we just need a better explanation in terms of what we talk about when we say no herbs or whatever herbs. Then we can do that as for this.
I think, my brother, as a clinician, you will come and address these things. And then as you come and just come specifically and talk about these topics, I think we are recording. And then you sit down. And when you come, you really come and talk about diabetes. I think these are main things that are really troubling and bothering you. High blood pressure and sex, not God. The last, you are the last one, my brother, okay?
Mina bengisacela ukubuza bafu. Ngikuzokhuluma ngemyojel ukuthi ne-aluminium because I'm suffering from ulcer. Then I'm using myojel. Can you maybe umtshele ukuthi ngingasebenzisa muphi umuthi ukuze ngireplace imyojel?
By the way, kune mobile clinic abanye sebabuya khona ukwenza blood test and then igazi lubuya after how long manje is 2 weeks or so. Somebody ubani uye waya lapha bamtshela ukuthi uyani. Yeah, but yeah, yes. 2 weeks. So you can go there and then you test your prostate, sugar, diabetes, and other. But at the gas, but they say a lab, then they come and tell you. So ngisho ukuthi i-benefit free, and then lazy way batalela sometimes. Amen. So the last one Bampofu, and then bese yaphendula. You're the last one, then bese yaphendula.
Yeah. Thank you, Bazalwane.
Thank you.
Khuluma ndoda. Oh, sorry, before answer question. Ukhulumayo nguwe or yimi? Ngoba ukuthi khuluma ndoda. Angiboni director obani. Oh, okay. Sorry, ngifuna ukuthi no, Ruth, I'm going to be short. Ukhona kwabo question lapha. Wathena uma egadla umama engathini? Kusena lutho. Angazi angizwanga iphendula. Iphendulekile bani? All right. Yeah, mina ngicabanga ukuthi wena mhlawumbe mosagadla ne. Umama engafuni. Omama banama reasons amaningi. One, engabe khulile. Two, engabe unendawo lapha phila khona. Okunye ngeke ukukhuluma. Ngishiyana.
That's not my reply, man. That's not my answer. Which mama mhlambe khona kuya aya khona. That's not me. But I'll start with the diabetes one. Clearly, leadership. I think we are on the same page. You and I don't see any mistake, any misunderstanding between what you said and what I said. Why I'm saying that is because you mentioned diabetes, type 1 and type 2, and to the young ones, diabetes, it's a non-communicable disease. It is not caused, it's not like virus. It's not caused by any bacteria or microorganism. So it's a lifestyle thing. So they are both manageable. Just to make it clear, they are both manageable. It's just that some it's hereditary. Hereditary meaning you are born with it. So for example, sorry to make an example by you, but chances are if you might have a kid from now, your kid is susceptible or vulnerable to have diabetes mellitus. All right? And that way, it's controllable. We can deal with it because we use injections for it. And then for the older ones, we use pills. But there are some instances where, if it's worse, we use pills and injection to different cases. But those are exceptional cases where it's non-controllable. But diabetes, it's not the end of erection. I just want to correct that. Controlled diabetes, one can have erection, like you mentioned. So I just want to make it clear on that one. Yeah. So what's the next question? What's loss of interest from the partner? So loss of interest, it's more of mental and emotional thing. And we can't pinpoint to one thing to say maybe she's doing that. We need to explore. That's where help is needed. To say, who can we call? Can we call Muruti? Can we call Mamuruti? Can we call or can we visit a psychologist? Or can we go to the clinic and find out? You might find, so in women, what happens mostly is the hormonal profile changes a lot because of menstruation. It changes a lot. You must maybe study a woman to an extent of knowing after the period, how does she feel about sex. Some women after the period, they want it, some don't want it. It goes with pregnancy also. Some during pregnancy, they want it, some they don't want it. So it's more of the hormonal profile of a woman when we talk about the medical side. But social side might be your history in a relationship to say, what have you done? Maybe some women, if ukilewa chita, it becomes an issue doing some of the things slowly. So it's not only into one thing to say, why asabat? We need to explore. And that's where one-on-one session comes in.
Yeah. Mind you, amadoda, ngithi into amadoda.
Yeah.
Manje basamadoda sidila kanjani ngoba abanye is close to GBV and gender-based violence and enye futhi ilide ekuthini indoda igcine iphumela ngaphandle ichini.
Yeah.
Manje umsiza kanjani lo mama?
Yeah.
Yinto esifuna siyazi ukuthi simsiza kanjani umama ukuthi akwazi ukuthi abuyele.
I want us to refrain from not having sex leading to GBV. We shouldn't think that way. I think one of the reasons we are here is to correct some of the things we can't deal with. Then then we somehow justify it or one team. No, that shouldn't be the reason. It shouldn't be the reason. We must run away from that mentality to say I cheat because. No, we need to unlearn what we were taught as men. And I think it's important that we should stop blaming some of the things to say daughter because I cheat, daughter because I'm shy. I do this because of. Once you do something secondary to something, know that you are not dealing with what's hindering you as a person first before you think of kichita because one team. Then you are the issue, she's not the issue. Being honest with you, you are the issue, she's not the issue. Because if you love your woman, if you want her to have sex with her, you'd find necessary help for her enough first before you spend your energy on going outside. That's my response.
Okay, all right. My question.
It's a dialogue now.
It is simply as a follow-up question. Can we just deal with the questions that we gave him? And then Umfundisi Masewa ends a follow-up question. And so that he can move on to other questions.
Yeah, I think
when the woman conceived, then maybe she won't need to have sex anymore. What? And then when you get baby, when you're going to get straight? What's going to make you get straight? Because when you say when you're getting old now, everything is corrupt. What's going to make you to wake up at least and go straight? And
for the woman.
When you go to 60 years old, then my son will function well. And then when you get old, you bend. So how are you going to get straight when you get old? What's going to
that's an answer on its own. Yeah, I think that's an answer on its own. But the issue of women losing interest, it's more, I'll go back to this, hormones, because they experience what we call menopause. But there are medication for that. So women are like, for example, in 2017, Mosadi was 59 years. 59 years. She got pregnant. So these are some of the things, it's possible. So it's just necessary help. We don't know where to go, that's the problem. We don't know where to go and what questions to ask. Which places, which establishment. Once we know, things will change. Our women will be sexually active at the age of 60. They will be. Because some they are. We need to get into that. And I think Yaugada Papa we feed it Osagada and Hogada goes with your emotions, your mentality. You might find yourself go pinky wagada, but go tandeka ogada. And then go pinky wa mata. Or study on but go tandeka mat. Because of perception yauka tandeka, perception yauka pinky. Emotions yauka tandeka, emotions yauka pinky. The way you view pinky, the way you view tandeka, for example. So those are some of the things we need to my request is let's change our mentality about most of the things. You know, things are changing, culture is changing, religion is changing, so many things are changing, but you want to be stagnant to one thing to say, my mentality, this is how I do things. Then unfortunately, you'll be stuck in the past. Things are moving. Change is inevitable. That's one thing about change is that it never changes. It's changed, it remains as change, it's there. Let's embrace change. Stop try to squeeze that in the modern to the olden things. Two different things. And the last one here, myogel. So there's omeprazole. Omeprazole, maybe I need to write for you or something. But omeprazole, it's very, and okay, Gaviscon does have aluminium, but less. So you can opt for that. But omeprazole, you can find it go clinic. Yeah, omeprazole. Oh, yeah. Omeprazole, yeah, 200 milligram. it helps wonders. It works good on that one. That was my last question.
Okay.
Did I leave anything behind?
I see. Oh,
I been ya ore o thusa jwa moswati.
No, mina bengithi. Angithi amadoda. Manje senza njani singamadoda uma kuleso what do we do? Maybe siya psychologist, sithatha lo mama siya psychologist or sibiza umuntu for counseling. You know,
But
that was my
maybe
question. So
you
you
didn't-
answer them.
You didn't get that. I did mention the issue of seeking help. Like I made an example of it's a pastor or someone to say you can, but this one, I don't want to say go and buy a certain thing. No. You might be dealing with something beyond what you're thinking it is. Only to find if you can, when I maybe you're stressed, so it's a collective thing. So you need to collectively go and seek help for this particular thing. Collectively, yes. Alone, only one as in daughter, I might give you advice, they might not work out because we are dealing with a case that is not here. So it's better to deal with it carefully. Yeah, you're asking now.
All right, thank you. Let's put our hands together for Mr. Mororo. Amen. Umfundisi is asking this question for other people.
Yes.
You know, sometimes when you ask a question, people think we would warn king. But when I see Zanje, we would answer the Ghana, and Umfundisi is dealing with questions like that as somebody who gives counsel to the church members. So now, Uza, I would see to warn.
Yeah, no.
Uza, we are going to address some problems.
So I almost said in year one. So yes. Sometimes Basali Bakono you come on my cheater. But I never out of Mumadin for unhappy.
Thank you. I guess Chinese understand. Man, sexual relationship was nani kutumzwa. Yeah, we will sit down so that we come back again. Okay. And because they had clinic Leana say for now So I think we'll sit down and also basis meditate masinyana ngoba good into uyenze nice abantu basashisa basayifuna. Right. So let me move on. Because we need to be sensitive as well. We've got guys who come from church, and then they were here in the same place from XN 9. So we're trying to cut Amanyama topic because if we will not be sensitive, we'll end up losing people. But this is the other speaker that will come. So Bengala Uguti Umfwetu from the SADC. Just to tell us what is it that they are doing, and then so a schedule, a special schedule for him, so that when he comes, he present, we give justice to the topic as well, just to give us a summary of what he is doing. Thank you.
Hallelujah. Kuluma ndote. Matota. Oh, you mean ngiro. Okay. Mfundisi umsebenzi wami ukukhuluma. So mawuthi ngingakhulumi Christain sayenza umsebenzi.
Yeah, summarize njengoba sesicabangela ukuthi wenzani.
Igama lami uGiven ubongani wakwandlela isibongo. Nabo kangi ngiyakhuluma mfethu. Ngiyakhuluma. But with that being said, I'm from SADC. Some of you bayazi, some of you don't. SADC stands for the South African Depression and Anxiety Group. Umsebenzi wami ukuthola umuntu umthwalo awuzokwazi kuyokahle. Ngoba kahle utsheliwe ukuthi awukwazi. Ubona mama sekutshelile ukuthi awukwazi ukuperforma awuperforma kahle. Noma sumbona iyafika lento. Ngoba yonke into iqala la. Before uzoze esontweni ingqondo yakho iyona ifike la. Before uyothenga lesicathulo uhamba ingqondo uyothenga ibuye. So yonke into iqala phi? Engqondweni. So mase kufail engine ukuze leya moto ihambe kumele siyidonse. Ayikho enye option. Le theme ithi khuluma ndoda kodwa khona inye indoda ehleli la ethi ngikhulume nobani. khona istigma ngithi la ngiyazi into engikhuluma ngayo ngize ngavula support group ethi asixoxa singasakhuluma ngoba sikhuluma ngiyakubheka ngoba kodwa masixoxa at least now we engaged yabuya rotate lento ngikhulume nobani uphi ngoba samakhola sibesivale ngezinye izinto ngenkonzo kanti ezinye izinto mawusuka nje esontweni uqede nje ukurola la uya kule ya toxic house kufa yonke into sukuma one room la kukhona ingane silola phambili kwaso uzubizwe esikolweni bathi ngwana ha asa perform esikolweni uboka ngikhulumile ngimzwile bokhuluma ngikuzwile ngiyayazi subject ukhuluma sikusemfield yonke into iqalaphi la so esada what we do counseling private and very confidential ayikho indoda engayifuni dignity come on yabo mazongithola ulisizo ngibheke ukuthi ungitholephi that's why nginokuthi a poor available father is better than an absent rich father. Ngikhuluma mfundisi uzongiyeza sami isikhathi ngiyela ngifuna ubuye all right enzokusho we are based isadaki now about 29 years manje in operation but la ithembisa sena 2 years because we saw the need makufi indoda kufi Africa uthi uzoshumayela la khabe neverse ngoba ekhaya kukho right so we are based up eTutukani Center in Ivory Park abanye bayazi abanye you don't know but ngizena ama flyers for directions for anything leya number uyibona lapha it's a toll free number ifuna nje battery ne network efonini yakho bese uyafona angithi nama extrovert nama introverts abantu abafuna usizo kodwa bengafuni ukubonakala hayi number ungeke ubonane nawe uzokhuluma nomuntu ongamazi noma ungaqamba amanga ukusala isizo uzokulitholiki nayi khona enye substance nayo toll free lama number ngwalethela afuni airtime yakho ngoba siya understand izimo azimanga kahle at some point le number ifuni needs ifuna nje battery network call get help yabona indaba ukuthi khuluma ndoda akwazi ukukhuluma ungakazitholi ukhuluma ngani ungakazitholi identify the problem qala ubani uyapi ireason why ngivule support group mfundisi ngobeni iyodwa ngibe neclient elibulale ingirlfriend la mncwaba endlini 3 days manje yamhlula lento ekhaya ulala phezulu kwalo mbhedo kunomuntu ngaphansi yamudla lento ila ngibone khona ukuthi nefile amangibheka ama client amadoda silimele we need to admit that yabo iplayer lingasho ukuthi limele li affect the whole team ukhitha ama supporters ubuhlezi nje la uyi leader